Alright, so this is another reading for, let's see what the dice will show here to me. Okay, so that's 6 and 2. This reading is for Scorpio. Alright, so let's see what gives you the cards today. You can't really hear me, I'm sorry. I'll still get the reading anyways. Wow, okay. Your cards already came out. Okay, this one wants to come out. Okay. Wow, okay. I haven't even started shuffling into the cards, hopping it already. Okay, and then last card. Wow, okay. So let's see what we get out of this one. Good. I'm getting the sense that this person has some sort of boundaries that they've gone through, whoever it's for, whichever Scorpio are. Let's see here. So it's reversed. So it's inward focus on trying to celebrate life. I feel like it's because it's the Four of Wands. It's a lot to do with your inner fire that is to celebrate your worth in terms of your own inspirations, things to celebrate. You may not be the center of attention, but you don't really like to be the center of attention anyways. Whatever placement you have, if you have some sort of fire signs in there involved besides the water, it's okay to kind of shine in your own way, but in a very kind of quiet way as well, which usually resonates with Scorpio, the secrecies and all that stuff. And that's fine. You like to keep things private. It's really something you enjoy, the mysteries. So this is a kind of good place for you to go into. What else am I seeing here? Something about the balance. So there's two sides to things, but at the same time, there's two sides to the two sides. I'm seeing the doubling of things as well, and kind of like standing forth. And I feel like there's some sort of transitionary period between the two, one going forth and the other one. It's not that it's so much about balance, but it is sort of just going back and forth between the two of the two things, if that makes sense. 2x2, something about 2x2, 4x4s, something about your masculine and feminine energy, your red and blue. So there's a balance between the two energies of usually the cold and the hot, right? So you need to balance the energy because I'm getting just signed that song Hot and Cold by Katy Perry song You're Hot and You're Cold. So sometimes it's okay to shift between the two, right? Here we have also the Ace of Wands that showed up before, showing up again. Kind of finding your own little destiny that is kind of tied a lot to Earth. I'm seeing the vines here. So it's kind of like going back into the depths of your being, specifically your earthly self. Scorpio likes that. Scorpio also enjoys, there's something about the Scorpio that's tied to working with the earth, material things, but finding that sort of inner green, inner growth, inner strength that is coming from Mother Earth that is somewhat tied to this energy. Let's see what else I'm getting here. There's something about revealing things to yourself, or rather things were being revealed to you, but it's coming from the inside, but at the same time from above, if that makes sense, right? Quote unquote. There's also this one, this is 3 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like here there's a sense of refusal to get help from others. So finding help in a way that suits you from others, that not necessarily it's sort of the triplicity thing, finding the past, present, and future of things as sort of like this timeless experience. Not necessarily it's timeless, but sort of where that is always helped to be found. But usually it's kind of found within. I would say trust your instincts greatly without being too that Scorpio very defensive side of things. I'm seeing here also then the justice. Again, I feel like this is more of a desire you want for yourself. It's almost like you're finding yourself as an inner enemy. I'm seeing the red a lot here. There's a lot of that. But I feel like the red is what you're showing, not necessarily anger, but kind of coming out grounded, but at the same time not so grounded, and working with your sacral chakra, specifically like your sense of confidence in things, learning to trust yourself. It's almost like an inner justice that you want for yourself rather than projecting onto others. I know that sounds a little too harsh maybe sometimes for Scorpio, but that's the truth, right? You like to go with the truth. So go with that. Finding your heart and serve things and actually going with that as well. Trust your heart, trust your inner confidence, your inner sun, your solar plexus, that sort of energy, and work with that so that it becomes a true root chakra sort of energy, that red sort of, I'm getting that sense there. And then you'll kind of ground yourself and then trust your inner wisdom from within. I'm seeing the blue here from the mind, and try and just ground yourself with your inner wisdom, not necessarily thoughts or ideas or information you get from others, but from your inner guide. Being seeing here the devil, so kind of playing the devil's advocate usually, but it's also a balance of your own inner sexuality by kind of like holding ground and saying, nope, this is it, and really working with your inner. There is an inner fire, but it's more like an inner beauty that is like what people often mistake and kind of like don't understand. I'm seeing here the Vulcans, you know that thing in live long and prosper. It's prospering from the shadow and kind of like in where you're not going to be chained by those shadows if you actually adhere to, well, not adhere to, actually accept the fact that your dark side is kind of a gift. When I say a kind of a gift, I mean like you learn from the dark side by embracing that there's a purpose to the silence, there's a purpose to that stuff. Even if people don't necessarily want you to be silent, they kind of want you to express yourself. You know, quietly sort of explain to them if they want to hear what you have to say, but either way, it's not necessarily going to be necessary. Sometimes silence, you know, speaks loudly. So I'm getting here. I was wondering if there's another card that's kind of parallel this one. Okay, there is. Okay, let's see what we get here. So the Scorpio cards coming out. Okay, last two cards. Okay, so the first card that's coming out is right here, the Two of Swords. Trying to balance yourself again. This is right. I'm sensing this balance thing that ties in with the Four of Wands. Trying to. It's not so much that you're blind in the process, but more trusting your instincts as well. There's the moon there, trusting the waters that starts deep within without going too deep, and actually trusting that you have to kind of swing that sword no matter what you can, no matter what happens. There will always be people disappointed, people not agreeing with you, and that's totally fine. And that's not for them to choose. When you're swinging your sword, you're swinging it out of that emotional confidence. You also have here the Page of Wands, kind of observing your inner fire and be kind of just be present with it. I'm seeing here just being kind of messenger for yourself. And then the last card here, more conflict. But this is more like an inner conflict. The Five of Wands, that inner fire, you kind of, maybe you're helping a lot of people too much, or you're not helping yourself enough. I feel like this one's tied to that whole shadow work thing, and also this one right here, these two. There's some reason why I got those cards. I hope that helps. That's all the time we have. If you have any questions, let me know, but that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.